Hello, this is Mark Satterfield, and welcome to the Velvet Rope Playbook. Tonight's chapter: Velvet Escalators and Private Entrances, What High-End Department Stores Know About Selling to the Wealthy. Walk into Bergdorf Goodman on a Tuesday afternoon and you'll notice something strange. It's quiet. Not dead, not empty, just hushed. The kind of hush you only find in a cathedral, a private club, or a penthouse suite. You don't see price tags dangling, you don't hear salespeople shouting deals, and you certainly don't see crowded racks or endcaps stuffed with last chance signs. Instead, you see a perfectly spaced row of cashmere, a pair of gloves resting on a velvet-lined tray, a handbag positioned under its own pool of light. This isn't a store. It's a stage, and every detail has been designed for one purpose: to make the wealthy feel like they belong. When you're selling to the affluent, the product is never just the product. At Bergdorf's, at Harrods, at Bon Marché in Paris, the walls whispered legacy, the lighting flatters, the sales associates move with the ease of seasoned diplomats, never hovering, never pushing, always knowing. You're not there to buy a scarf. You're there to experience the kind of shopping that reminds you who you are. Harrods has an entire division called By Appointment, not just personal shopping, private shopping. Clients are ushered into a secluded lounge where tailors, stylists, and champagne wait. The entry point? You don't just walk in. You are referred, or you're invited. Even Nordstrom, on the surface more mainstream, has invested heavily in rebranding its highest-tier locations. At their New York City flagship, the VIP entrances don't just skip the crowds. They avoid the brand entirely. It's a different door, a different elevator, a different experience. Why? Because the wealthy don't want to be sold to. They want to be recognized. And great department stores, they don't sell things. They curate identity. Let me tell you about a client I consulted for who ran a high-end interior design firm in Palm Beach. She had the portfolio, she had the press, she had the access. But she was struggling to land the ultra-high net worth client she knew she could serve. When we reviewed her client journey, I noticed something simple but fatal. Her discovery call email looked like it came from Calendly. Her welcome kit, a PDF attachment, and her pricing, a la carte, itemized, and absolutely draining the magic. So we did one thing. We modeled her client experience off Neiman Marcus's in-store luxury suite. We created a pre-appointment experience that began with an invitation in the mail, texture, foil stamped, her signature at the bottom. We bundled her process into 3 collections, just like Dior displays its seasons, not priced hourly, but positioned like haute couture offerings. Within 3 weeks, she signed a client off a single meeting for $82,000. That's what happens when you stop presenting and start packaging. If you want to build a business like that, you need more than a LinkedIn profile. You need more than referrals, and you definitely need more than hoping the right people find you. You need a system. And that's what you want if you're ready to attract and convert affluent clients with structured elegance and repeatability. Then you need to go to getwealthyclients.com. That's where you'll find my best-selling book, The Affluent Marketing Blueprint, along with training programs and strategies that the top 1% of real estate agents, financial advisors, consultants, and luxury services providers are using to consistently close high net worth clients. No gimmicks, no cold call DMs, just real positioning, built to command trust and premium fees. GetWealthyClients.com. Go there now. I'll show you what to do next. Now, let's go back to Bergdorf's for a second. Ever wonder why the salespeople there never feel like salespeople? It's because they're trained not to push product, but to mirror prestige. They compliment without flattery. They remember preferences without being invasive. They offer options, but always with an opinion. And when the client hesitates, they don't counter. They wait, because silence isn't awkward in luxury, it's elegant. That's a principle every high-end service provider should learn. When you're offering anything premium, whether it's private wealth management or executive coaching, the power isn't in the pitch, it's in the poise. You don't sell by trying harder. You sell by being harder to replace. Want another lesson from the department stores that get it? The best ones aren't available. Not in the way most businesses are. They're not open 24/7. They don't offer chat now support, and they don't beg for foot traffic. They engineer selectivity. Louis Vuitton in Las Vegas is one of the most profitable retail stores in the world by square foot. Why? Because everything about the experience is designed to imply scarcity. A velvet rope outside the door, security who greets you before you enter, wait times, even when the store isn't full. That's not inefficiency, that's marketing. They understand that waiting creates worth, and worth, once internalized, unlocks willingness to pay. You don't need a storefront to use this strategy. You just need the courage to stop being easy to access and start becoming worth gaining access to. If you're loving this breakdown and you want a step-by-step guide to implementing these positioning strategies in your own business, then you need my Amazon #1 best-selling book, The Affluent Marketing Blueprint. No, it's not just a book. It's a roadmap for creating a brand that attracts high-net-worth clients without sounding desperate or resorting to mass-market tactics. Inside, I walk you through how to package your services for elite buyers, how to price without apology, how to engineer exclusivity into your brand, and how to create authority without shouting. You can grab it today along with the full suite of trainings at getwealthyclients.com. If you're tired of being overlooked by the kinds of clients who can actually afford you, well, this is what changes that. A final takeaway. The wealthy don't want to be sold. They want to belong. They want to recognize themselves in your brand. And above all, they want to feel like working with you says something elevated about them. That's what the best department stores do. They don't compete on inventory. They compete on identity. And if you want to win the luxury game, start selling status, not services. This is Mark Satterfield. Thanks for listening to this chapter of the Velvet Rope Playbook. I'll be back at you soon with something new, but until then, bye for now.